Tie bomby, že 1000 gramov sacharidov, veď musí od rána do večera sa dať na tom hajzli.
What's up guys and welcome. You are watching Fazi Fitness. So let's start this video with this great picture of two of the biggest bodybuilding freaks we have today. And we have seen these guys compete against each other just once, and that was at Pro, where Krizo was able to beat Rubiel Quinton. And that was Rubiel's pro debut as well. So this is a battle that we are going to witness many times in the future. And the reason is both of these guys are relatively young. I mean, Rubiel Quinton is just 28 years old, while Krizo is in his early 30s. This is only the rookie year of Rubiel Quinton, but Krizo has been in the pro league for less than 2 years. So, if these guys stay healthy or they don't face any injury or anything like that, there is a long career ahead of these guys, and a lot of success as well. As big as Krizo is, he isn't consuming a lot of calories for his frame. So in his recent YouTube video, he said he's only eating about 4,500 to 5,000 calories a day. And for a guy who weighs more than 280 pounds, that isn't a lot of calories.
Môže telo príjmať, vieš. Ja som napríklad pozeral Katlera, že koľko tak jedol. On mal konštantne nejakých 400 gramov sacharidov, on nechodil veľa. A ja som tiež zastanca toho, že to nie je zbytočne ich veľa sacharidov. Teraz to je menej. Potom už to bude okolo, za deň to bude určite okolo 500 gramov bielkovín.
So more and more bodybuilders are preaching this idea of not force-feeding themselves, because it is nearly impossible for their bodies to digest this much food. Plus, in the long run, it just leads to so many health problems, especially digestion issues and seriously affecting the gut health. And on top of that, it can also take a toll on the other organs as well. So as of right now, both of these guys, Krizo and Rubiel, they have to qualify for Mr. Olympia. So Krizo is most probably going to do Pro Classic Spain, and Rubiel is going for Dubai Pro. And I have to say, with Sabani doing Pro Classic, and so many big names doing Dubai Pro, especially a guy like Andrew Jacked, the Olympia qualification isn't guaranteed for either Krizo or Rubiel Quinton at these shows. Now, on a separate note, it is just so shocking that so many guys just missing out a chance to qualify for the Olympia at this upcoming weekend at Detroit Pro. Just think of the names that have yet to qualify for the Olympia 2024. Andrew Jacked, Hunter Labrada, Nick Walker, Nathan Diesha, Regan Grimes, Barros Tabani, and so many others. And the names that I just mentioned, they are very big names. And as we progress into the 2024 bodybuilding season, all of these guys are gonna get ready, and they are gonna be really hard to beat, especially when we are close to the Olympia. Just take a look at the New York Pro. I mean, is there a guarantee that Nick Walker is only gonna do the New York Pro? I mean, Cali Pro is scheduled just a week after New York Pro. And what's really stopping him from doing that show as well? Because it's just one more week of dieting, and that is another 15 or 20 grand. So I am bringing all this up in the context of the Detroit Pro list that just went up. Only 6 guys in the lineup so far, with just one former Olympian. No Rafael Brundle, no Tony Burton or James Hollingshead, at least as of right now. So we cannot really understand the logic of skipping Detroit Pro, because these guys are already in shape. They are already in a contest-ready shape. So only these guys can explain what's going on. We're skipping Detroit Pro and doing a show later during the year. That will not only make earning the Olympia qualification difficult, but also they're going to be missing out on a huge payday as well. I mean, it makes a bit of a sense for Rafael Brundle not doing this show, because he is already qualified. But for the rest of the guys, I'm not really sure what they're thinking. Maybe it's the travel issue or something like that. Or maybe they will show up here. There is a possibility of that happening as well. But as of right now, we have only 6 guys. So we also talked about Detroit Pro yesterday, and one name that I did not mention was Antoine Vaillant. So Antoine also missed a great opportunity to qualify for the Olympia here. And we sort of already knew that Antoine isn't doing this show, because he kind of went into the rebound phase. But this could have been such a great opportunity to qualify for the Olympia. And yes, I know he was off in UK, but the Antoine that we saw at the Arnold Classic Ohio prejudging, that was the best Antoine that we had ever seen. And even if we take a look at the placings of the Arnold Ohio, none of the guys who beat him at that show, none of those guys are competing here in Detroit. And it isn't like this is out of the blue. Antoine was considering doing this show before the Arnold Classic. So I do not exactly know why he chose not to do this show. And he looked really good at the Arnold Classic. But the thing is, every bodybuilder's aim is to at least qualify for the Olympia and have a chance to stand against the best of the best, to see where they are in that Olympia pecking order. Because that is the ultimate goal. That is the ultimate stage. And I mean no disrespect to all of the guys who are competing here. We are gonna cheer for you with all our hearts. But as a bodybuilding fan, I would have just loved to see a deeper lineup, especially now that the prize money has also gone up. So out of all the guys who are competing here, Martin-Fitzwater, Goodvito, and Justin Rodriguez stand out. So who have you guys got winning? So Martin-Fitzwater just posted a physique update that was supposedly taken at 20 days out of the show. So I do not know whether he is trying to play mind games with his competitors, because this isn't a 20 days out condition, especially for a guy who we have seen so shredded in the past, who we know can bring that next level of conditioning. Or maybe Martin is that guy who changes a lot in the last couple of weeks. So if that is the case, I'm sure he's going to be shredded inside out. He can still make that happen. So the last time Martin was on the stage was back in 2022. And Martin wasn't the biggest guy at either Texas Pro or at the Arnold UK. And he isn't going to be the biggest guy here either. But what really separated him from the competition in 2022 was his insane conditioning, how peeled and how shredded he was. He was easily one of the most conditioned guy on that stage at Texas Pro, except for maybe Kamal. And that is why he was able to beat guys like Quinton and Steve Kruglo. And also he was able to beat Kamal, because he was so much bigger than him. So this is a comeback show for Martin. So there is a lot at stake here. But I have to say, all the odds will be again on Goodvito, who had a very successful pro debut in Brazil. And honestly, I had my doubts, and I'm sure all of you guys had your doubts before seeing him on that grand stage, before seeing him make his pro debut, that how he's gonna show up, especially from his back. But he really shocked a lot of people in Brazil, and he must have turned a lot of his naysayers into his fans. So looking at his performance at the Arnold Brazil, I have to say Vito needs to do something about his front lat stretch, because that was the pose that hurt him the most. Yes, he had the width, but his waist was looking kinda wide in that shot. Now his back was way better than we all expected, especially the glutes and the hamstrings, and especially the way he was opening up in that back lat spread shot. His width was off the charts. Nobody touched him in that department. And he is most probably gonna have the best hamstrings and glutes at Detroit Pro as well. Although I do have to say Martin-Fitzwater also has one of the best hamstrings and glutes in the game. So Vito's overall conditioning was absolutely phenomenal. So we really do not know what him and his coach Krizo are planning for Detroit. I think it will be such a good success if they can duplicate that same look in a week's time. The thing we learned about Goodvito at his pro debut is the fact that he has the mindset and the drive to diet for long periods of time. And he doesn't back out from competition either. His attitude on the stage was superb. His stage presence was great. He had all the confidence in the world. So can he win this competition? I don't think it will be an upset if he does. Quinton Beast World version 2.0 is in the making. It's gonna be really thrilling to see that structure with the added size on the stage this year. He isn't really messing around this time. It took Quinton years to finally fill out his frame, and even now he isn't fully satisfied. But in my opinion, I think he is at a point right now where he can be really competitive in the men's open bodybuilding and potentially win some shows and get to the Olympia stage. But the question is, when he gets to that Olympia stage, how will he do against some of the top guys of today's time, especially Andrew Jack and Samson Dauda? So still no announcement on what show he's gonna do next, when he's planning to compete in 2024. The conditioning is certainly looking better every week, and this physique update might not be the latest one from Quinton, as we have seen in the last few weeks, that he has been posting older updates. So the only concerning thing about this update, or any of the updates that he has posted, is the fact that he isn't showing much about his back progress in the last 1.5 years. Because he took quite a long time off, and that was one of the main things holding him back. Everything else is just absolute perfection about Quinton. Such beautiful lines, and he doesn't have any missing body parts. And to top it all off, he knows how to get in that razor sharp conditioning as well. So hit the thumbs up button if you liked the video, and smash the subscribe button if you wanna come back for more. Thanks for watching.